are live.
We are live. That is, I think today's the most minimal amount of difficulties we've had in a while.
Yeah, man. You gotta wait for somebody to jump in the chat and ask and be like, hey, here you go. Right?
Or hey, we can't hear you. Waiting for that one.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm waiting. Come on.
Yeah. So please, if that's the case and you can't hear one of us or all of us, if we just are saying just yeah, please let us know, okay?
Yeah, right there.
But anyways, oh, my fault this time.
Oh, so we're not yelling at Patty. That's you.
Yeah, I think that was me because I also,
you're an idiot.
As everybody can tell right now, apparently I did forget one thing. I don't have my headset on.
Oh.
Because that's how I usually avoid that problem. So don't worry, Patty. I took it away from you this evening. It's on.
This is why we have nice things.
So she can give thanks for that. So welcome everybody back to Frack Paddy Wack, Thursday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Follow us, handle us, look at us, stalk
don't
us.
handle us.
He's up here. Okay, all right. I'm the only single person here, so handle me at least, okay? Whatever. So, you know, it's what do they call that season where it's like I need a boyfriend or a girlfriend for the holidays or something, or
Cuffing season?
That's what it is. Yeah. So I always thought it was coughing season. I'm like, ew, like why do people want that?
You can see.
Anyways, so yeah, so
okay,
anyway.
Hold on, wait. Patty, you're like fading out and I can't hear you. I don't know if something just changed in your settings.
Yeah, it's a hair covering a microphone.
Is that better?
Thank you.
There we go, yeah.
Appreciate it.
Go ahead.
We got too much hair.
Yes. So anyways, hey, let's get the night started. How about that, Wack? Get us going if you could, please.
I thought you were getting a reach. Hey, I mean, you can move it now.
Whatever. Yeah. So tonight's segments, we decided that after last week's show, we actually really like doing the focus segments, given some time to talk about specific things. So tonight's focus segments is actually us touching on reminiscing about our childhood, about Thanksgiving, about Christmas, as well as looking into the new year for New Year's. So talking about kind of life as it was as children and growing up and all of our memories. And then how life's going to be this year with a crazy pandemic. And then Frack's got a drink in there that he's going to make that looks like it says it's an E-tonic. So I believe that has some EW in it. And then tonic. So, yep. And then after that, we do have our random life questions and a game. I just see game in there.
You want to play a game?
It says game, random life questions. That's not the game.
We have a bracket, a Christmas bracket.
A Christmas bracket of movies. You guys get to play along with us and help us narrow down what your favorite Christmas movie is. And then,
6 choices.
Yep, yeah, 8 choices.
I feel like there's such a small amount of Christmas movies to choose from.
It was. We left it up to Patty.
In this bracket.
We left it up to Patty to kind of pick out what she thought was to make the bracket, and she had to narrow it on down to 8 Christmas movies. So it's pretty crazy.
The queen of Christmas movies had to narrow it down.
She had to pick 8 out of a million. Yeah.
You know,
So,
I have to watch like
I fixed
50 to 100 Christmas movies this season.
Yep.
Before I feel fulfilled. But, you know.
And then, of course, we're going to touch on some trending topics, both locally and nationally. We're going to put up on This Week in History. Our game of the night is 2 Truths and a Lie. And then we got our You Decide bracket. And then later on, we'll tell you about our niches of business because we are all local business owners. So we'll get at you guys on that. And then we'll close it out with a closing quote. Who's next? We don't have scenarios this week. There's nothing.
Scenarios this week,
nothing
but
to
we
really
have
explain.
the bracket, the Christmas bracket, and the 2 Truths and a Lie. So.
Boom. Keyword of the night.
No clue. Pick one.
Same
I
old,
did
same
not
old.
think that far ahead. I'm so sorry.
Name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Name.
Hashtag is also still going to be the FFPW20 because, you know, we need branding. And then Calm Before the Storm, which, yes.
Even though we've already been hit by, or no, we haven't been hit, but I mean, really, one kind of grazed us, and the other ones have hit like Central America. So it's it's still the calm before the storm because the holiday season is upon us, technically now. So
I realize I'm the only one that's not festive tonight. Sorry.
neither am I. Do you not see my background?
I mean, but you don't usually do backgrounds.
Bar
But I got
tonight.
two handsome guys. I'm just saying.
You're not in the bar
Hey.
tonight. Where's the bar?
Yeah. Disappointed. What's up? Not in the
Well,
bar. Why?
He thought he was going to be remoted into my machine. So.
Ah, gotcha.
So I didn't want to, take it upon Wi-Fi and how lovely it is sometimes. So I just thought I wouldn't chance it. So I'm okay working here tonight, but it's okay. I brought alcohol with me.
What's
So
up, PW in the background behind you? I think that looks cool. I like it. But yeah, get your drinks open. Cheers, everybody.
cheers, everybody.
And some holidays cheer.
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
Today's a
Today's just
Kidding. I need that.
Has everybody been cranky today?
just our kid.
just our kid.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. Got it.
Oh, yeah, and then the group chat and the family. But I tell you,
Oh goodness. We had a lovely family group chat today.
it was
Oh,
great. It was great.
Thought I
the-
don't have family.
Yeah, it was great. It was awesome.
Yeah.
it's almost as if arguing is part of just a tradition.
it just comes with the holidays.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, oh, it's you again. Oh, I'm never.
Oh, it's all centered around one person. So
Oh.
Yeah.
Can I
So-
guess who that person was off camera?
we're live. We ain't gonna let-
We can talk about it after this.
However, our tyrant, so obviously you guys know that he got moved up in class. He is in the pre-VPK at 2 months older than 3 years old. So he actually isn't supposed to be in that class, but because of his excelling and how fast he learns and how much he knows and his very I forget what we call it, but his visual memory,
Photograph.
photographic memory.
Mine
he-
is like a
yeah, he's
field
just
trap.
super
You just
fun. So they
remember.
moved him up to the class, and he was doing great. But they also moved up a friend.
Well, they
that-
didn't move them.
They didn't move him up. Parent complained and said, "Tyler got to move up. Why is my kid not moving up?" So they ended
It's
up.
stupid.
No, he's not. He's a good
He's a
kid.
smart kid, but when him and Tyler get together, they like to cause
They are
a lot
mischief.
of trouble.
They're a lot of trouble, and Tyler's just a follower, so Tyler just follows along.
And then he thinks it's funny because the other kid is laughing. And Tyler's like, "Oh, this is funny.
I
like,
got
we're
somebody having fun with me. Yeah. So today was not a good day.
Neither
We've
was
act-
yesterday.
and yesterday wasn't a good day either. So
Hmm.
yeah, so we had to have some serious talks with him today, and it was just a rough. It's just rough. It's so hard because he's so little,
And he's
and he
and he's sad. Like,
and he's
you can
sad.
tell
He knows he did wrong, but it's not like
But
he
when
can't
he's caught
fix
up
it,
in the moment
you
at
know.
school,
he doesn't know. So it's just like, buddy, we got to work on making better decisions and talking about how to be a better boy and let your teacher be the boss. So it's just it's one of those, and you can't, like, you feel so bad for being mad and upset and disappointed in him, but at the same time, like, he's still learning so much, and it's like, oh.
You still have to be the parent. It's not the
Yeah.
best friend. You know?
So and we've been great with him, and the teachers know how much time we spend with him and how much we focus on helping him be a better boy, and I tell him to be a better man, and we just focus so hard on that, and it sucks when we have bad days like that. So hopefully everybody else's days are going good. I'm sure that all of you out there that have kids have been through this and dealt with this. It's just new to us because we're first-time parents. So yay, our little heart breaks whenever he does things that he knows are wrong. So, and then he didn't eat his mama's delicious corn. Bunch of bullshit. She made super yummy corn on the cob, and he's like, "I don't want to eat corn." We're like, "Oh, then I don't you don't eat this corn. I don't want to eat corn. I don't
She
like it.
told me I love corn. I would have.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. You didn't put it in your mouth. I don't like them. I don't like them, Sam. I am. All right,
yeah, and then
little-
he kept wanting a snack after dinner. I'm like,
you ain't getting no snack. You eat
I
your-
was like, "Come here, you can eat your corn, and then you can have a snack."
all,
He's like, "No, I don't want it." I'm
all
like,
of a sudden, I'm my own mom and dad.
Yeah.
You gonna eat your dinner? You ain't getting no snack. I'm my
Oh,
mom.
wow.
Wonderful.
I would jump in more in this conversation, but I don't know how to
My
relate.
kids.
Good children.
I have friends with children like you all.
Oh.
Another friends out there in internet land. But
I gotta send this in Messenger. Mom told me to remind her when we go live because she wants to watch us. So
I will. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
She's not
I
on.
gotta send it in Messenger.
All right. So actually, I did want to share something real quick since we're talking about childhood reminiscing on that, on our segments, on our focus segment there. And I want to say it right away. The first topic we have on there is about what is your one or two things about the childhood school.
Yeah.
I mean, the memories. For some reason, the weird thing that I remember was the first fight I ever got into in my life. And
I mean, of course, we all thought we won.
yeah, no, it was the funniest thing because I was walking like from my elementary school with my bike, and it was at the top of a hill, so I go downhill, so it was easy way back. But I remember this kid. He says, I forget what it was even about, but I remember this kid's like something like, "I don't like you," because I was Latino, and
and you have an accent.
yeah, so I had a BMX bike or something. So he's like, "I don't like you." I'm like, "I don't like you," and then he punched me in the stomach, and I punched him in the chest, and we're both like, "Ow!" and we walked away. That's one of my childhood memories.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
Okay.
sweet.
I have two that just like immediately came to memory. So funny story. My elementary school went on strike, and it had been like a couple of weeks with no, like, teachers couldn't come to a conclusion. It was a public school, so I begged my parents to let me go to a Catholic parochial school. So that's how I started Catholic parochial school. I begged my parents to go. So moving forward to like third grade, I fell through the monkey bars because I was playing tag, and my next door neighbor's brother actually sat with me until administration could come and the ambulance could come, and my mom came. And my mom, of course, beat the ambulance there, but Tommy would not leave me because my arm was broken, my tailbone was broken, and he was just like, "I'm not leaving you until your mom gets here." I'm like, "Thanks, Tommy."
How's your big old booty fall through a monkey bar? I know you were little, but you were still. You had
We were
been.
playing tag at the top of like those monkey that they're probably by 3x3 open like metal things. Yeah, so I was running across the top and I slipped and fell because we had those Docker shoes and whoop.
Yeah.
I'm curious right now. How do we all?
He's been listening.
How do we all as children not get tetanus early on in our life playing on those metal bars?
I have no
I
idea.
don't understand. I played on every rusted everything, like
Sticks and cuts, drinking out of hoses.
So my
hose.
dad was an electrician, and I used to run the rafters because I would carry the cords, and I stepped on a rusty nail, and my mom actually sucked the blood out so I wouldn't get. I remember that too. Now that you said that. She's like, I'm like, "Thanks, Mom." You're welcome.
That is a mother's love right there.
Like, I remember being like little. So at the park in Auburn, there's a park. Well, it's around the big lake. So, but at the park they had like this big rocket ship slide playground area with a big metal slide that would singe you during the summer, and we'd always down that. And come on, it's not like it was well kept up. That thing had to have gotten rusted. It's snow and rain and all that stuff. I don't get whatever. And that's why I don't get sick ever, ever.
Yeah, I think Kyle just jumped in on chat right now talking about that exactly. It's like, yeah, you go down there. By the time you hit bottom, you get third-degree burns.
Yeah.
So where's Dobbins Park?
I was just about to say
that I don't know.
I was about to say that's
Not
like one of my memories is going to Dobbins Park. It might be on Ariana, or it's downtown somewhere, like off one of the side streets. It's in between South Florida.
I'm gonna Google it one moment.
Yeah.
E, while you're doing that, check your phone too.
Childhood memory.
Yeah, going to Dobbins Park, and the slides were metal, and you would basically die going down them. And then they had one of those death trap spinning wheel things, the metal merry-go-round type situation.
Oh, you were correct. It is Ariana, whatever. Okay, now I know which one it is. By those apartments.
Yeah, it's so much nicer now. It used to be, I mean, obviously in the 80s, it was an 80s playground.
Didn't know that either. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, cool. Thanks, Kyle. Appreciate that.
By the way, just real quick, I know we're talking about our focus segments at this times, and as everybody else can see on chat or at least on video and whatnot, it is meant to be blurry. That's the funny part of the joke. Just FYI.
They don't see the screen. But yeah, I was looking at it earlier. I was like, dude, is that supposed to say something? Like, I have no idea what it says. He's like, it says focus. Oh, I
okay.
get it.
Gotcha.
This guy, we leave him alone for 1 second to create graphics, and he's already messing up the world.
I thought it was just my eyes, because my eyes.
I just need to say it out loud because it's an obvious joke, and now people are going to be like, why is that such a shitty
Maybe
graphic?
he went to Google and just stole an image that didn't fit.
No.
It was all pixelated.
This is done on purpose, everybody. On purpose.
Sure.
I remember when I was a kid, obviously it would be elementary school because that's where I went to school in upstate New York while I was there, and first 9 years of my life. And
in the prison,
elementary school, and the prison was not far away, but I would ride my bike to school, and there's a hill that goes right beside the hospital, and it goes right down, and the crossing guard would have to kind of step in front and catch me because at the bottom of it is a stop sign, and then it's one of the busy roads in Auburn, New York, and there's not a lot of them, but it's one of the busy roads. So I'm just going, and if my brakes didn't hold on, I'll put my feet down and try and catch me, but I don't think this bike had brakes. And I would just go, and it was just so crazy.
Or maybe it had the handlebar brakes, and then you would just fly forward.
But the guy would a guy or the lady, I forget, but would turn to kind of step in front, and just in case I didn't stop. And I just remember coming down
What
that
if
hill.
you hit an ice patch, dude?
And most of the time, I think in the winter time, I took the bus a lot. But once I was old enough to ride my bike, I mean, it's Auburn, New York, so it's not a really big town. And even with a maximum security prison there, it was pretty safe then.
The big town.
Yeah. But yeah, I would ride my bike all the way. School was probably couple miles away, and I'd ride my bike all the way to school. And I remember those days. I liked riding my bike to school a lot. And that was always a lot of fun. But I do one of the funny things is I remember the crossing guard having to catch me a couple times.
I'm surprised by the end of the summer he didn't buy a soccer net or something at the end and just catch all the kids coming down
with one of the old pitchbacks.
Did Dad give him a Christmas card or anything for saving your life or anything?
No.
Jeez, Dad.
or maybe that was a plan. He's like, why are you catching him, man? I'm gonna get rid of it.
And then so fun summer break memory. Who's got one?
I always went to daycare camp, and then when I was old enough, I just sat home by myself.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, actually, I went when I lived up in the Pensacola, Milton Pace area. I remember actually going to my first summer camp ever, and that's when I had my first girlfriend.
Interesting.
Yeah, and to impress her on the last day when we did all these activities and sports or whatever, I wore black jeans and my black shirt that had all the planets in it. So I think I passed out.
You got to show her Uranus.
Oh, points, drink points.
Oh, that was to Uranus.
That was good. Since when does she have jokes?
I know, right?
That means Patty's been drinking ahead of time.
Yeah, we probably should have. We probably should have.
Wouldn't be so long.
We're finishing the XO. At Ron. So, one of my summer.
Oh, is this? Yeah. Does this have to be elementary school?
No, not really. I'm just kind of childhood. So
I remember I tried. I didn't have sun in, but we put lemon in our hair.
Yeah.
And one of my friends, I think it was Jamie, we put lemon in our hair and sat outside. Is that supposed to lighten your hair or whatever?
The apartment that we lived in California, we lived in a couple of them, but the one of the ones when I first moved to California it was a horseshoe shaped apartment complex almost, and it had a pool in the center of it. And I remember that we always used to swim in the pool. And then if my dad was stepdad, if Dad Sean was in town, then because he was in the Navy, so this was in El Cajon, California, where he was stationed. So if he was in town, we'd always go to the pool, and he would pick us up and throw us really far in the pool. So I always used to love summer breaks in California. They were always really nice. And then when I came to Florida, I was at baseball tournaments a lot, so got to play a lot of baseball.
So I'm kind of like you. Like my life revolved around basketball. Shocker.
Yeah.
But we had basketball camp, which was called McCracken, and if you were any sort of a player, you went to McCracken for ball handling and shooting and things like that. And then there was like tournaments that they would have. It's actually called Gus Macker.
Gesundheit.
I feel like they did that on purpose. Like you do ball handling with your McCracken.
That was the guy's last name, but sure.
I know, but
I actually still have the sweatshirt from the toilet bowl because the Gus Macker, their trophy was actually a toilet. So you would win the toilet bowl for that tournament.
that's like a Fred Fox thing right there.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Sorry, Sean. I'm not sure who you're referring to as far as Kathy and Karen, but hi.
I got to click on Mom.
Yeah. So it's yeah. So. And we're trying to keep up here as best as we can with chat. Kyle, thank you for jumping in. And I'm sure you weren't the only one who probably was hiding from trying to go to some summer events. And I know some of them as children, you're like, oh, this is the worst. And at least here in Lakeland, I know that people would go to the Kelly Wreck pool until you realize later on, you're like, this is a disgusting area with a, oh God, why am I in this?
Yeah. And one of the daycare summer camp things that I went to, that was like a Friday thing. We went to the pool.
I think that
Probably a bad idea.
I guess that's one good thing about having split parent time is that summer and winter breaks were always
Good.
Yeah, it was always either or, and it was never a dull moment because when everybody's together, you got to go do stuff.
Yeah.
You have to go do stuff. Everybody's all together.
I was an only child for the first 9 years.
I don't recall any summer camp that I went to ever. That's what
I did have a couple stepbrothers at one point.
Did everybody's families do weekly dinners? Did you guys have like our family was like a regimented schedule of weekly dinners, and it almost didn't ever change. I feel like
I was telling Wack earlier, someone had posted a meme about missing Bennigan's, and I was like, he was like, how old were you when it closed? Like 9?
Yeah, little Ashley or not little Ashley, but Ashley Renee from Winter Circle. She had posted missing Bennigan's.
Like younger than.
Then my sister Taylor posted. I'm like, you went there when you're like 4?
You couldn't have like the Monte Cristo that early on in life. Come on.
Almost 23. But we didn't really have family dinners because it was just me and my dad, and you don't really cook for just 1.5
Dad's
people.
like, you can't meet women staying at home.
Yeah, and Dad wanted to go out, so we on Friday nights he'd take me to Chuck E. Cheese, and then on Saturday nights we would go to Bennigan's, Chili's, or Hops. And I remember I would get dressed up. It was like daddy-daughter dates, and we'd get dressed up and go out to dinner. So that was good. But no regimented dinners. No.
So our regiment was when Mom burned dinner or it tastes like shit, we'd go to Outback. So we ate out a lot.
We did go to Piccadilly a lot. It's where Ling's Buffet is now. Piccadilly. Dad loved it there because they serve 2 vegetables with your dinner.
Yeah.
And you had to get 2 vegetables with your dinner. So every time we went out, even if we went to Bennigan's, I still had to get like a broccoli and potatoes or something.
Now,
he would never let me have fries or things like that.
When I visited Florida, my dad, and at the time he was with Sandy Buffer. He was with Sandy, and we would go to Ryan's Steakhouse, and then not Ryan's, and then Stacy's Buffet. There was Stacy's Buffet. I believe that was up on the north side. We would always go. We would always go there, and I would love it. And then remember being really young. We in California, and I think upstate New York too. We would do Ponderosa.
Yep, they had one of those here.
And we had actually California had a Po Folks as well.
They had a Quincy's here, where the Red Elephant was. Now French Fitness is kind of taken over that area, but
But yeah, we totally had some weekly dinners that were almost always defined. It was like
Yeah.
Friday is goulash, Wednesday is pizza.
And funny you mentioned that right now because again, our family's always had a tradition of always eating together, at least when we could. Because my dad, when I was younger, he was more active as a surgeon, so he would work sometimes 58-hour days.
Cool.
So we wouldn't see him for a while. But we tried having dinner as much as we could, obviously, and we did. But I remember when we were living in Tallahassee area, just north of Tallahassee, actually, Thomasville, and we actually did like every single Sunday we would go to church, and afterwards we would go to O'Charlie's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And O'Charlie's, the one thing I loved about it is that I could get breakfast and get ice cream because they had like the waffle station. And I'm like, but it's a waffle and ice cream.
And it's vanilla.
So are these like buffets that you guys were talking about?
Yeah. And that's actually in Tallahassee was the first time I ever came across the Fuddruckers, which I always messed up and always called it Rutfuckers.
I think you did it on purpose.
No, I seriously didn't. That young, I didn't know what the F word was. So people would just start laughing. I'm like, what's so funny? I'm sorry, I got it wrong. They're like, no, you don't know what you're saying. It's fine.
Like monster trucks. Say it again.
Say monster truck. He still does it. Love you, buy monster truck. Like,
It's not funny.
it's not funny. You're saying
it correctly now.
truck now.
Yeah, exactly.
He has nothing. All right. Is there a dinner that you hated? One dinner that just every
Hot
time
roast. Still hate it.
Really?
I love fuck.
Oh,
Tyler asked for it. He goes, I want roast beef.
roast beef? Pigs in a blanket. Pigs in a blanket is mine.
It's a hot dog. How do you not
It's not a hot dog. It's not.
It's a hot dog and a croissant.
No, different. Then maybe I'm thinking of.
Yeah, it's a mini Frank and a croissant is a pigs in a blanket.
Oh, Kyle, that's nasty, man. Liver and onions. For me, it was actually escargot. Too fancy for my blood.
Yeah, pigs in a blanket. Dang it! Now I can't think of it.
Describe what it was.
Sausage, onions, cabbage, I believe.
Pierogies?
No.
No, pierogies are kind of almost like a chat.
Wonky?
Here, help us out.
Yeah.
What is it?
Wumpke?
I think you're making up words.
No, it's German. Polish, German.
Yeah,
It was some kind of Polish food.
It was a Polish dinner. I don't remember.
My gosh.
Was it wrapped in cabbage?
Yes.
Wonky.
All right.
No, that's not the word. It's not the word that my parents used.
Well, and it might not be, but I bet you that's what it was.
Okay, so I know unless I tag her on a chat here or something, my friend Amanda, she's married to, well, her husband, obviously, and he's from Poland. So, yeah, again, maybe I should just tag him in chat saying, can you help us out with this food? I should just text her right now, actually. Go ahead. I'll text her. I'll see if I can get an answer.
Anyway, so yeah.
We always ate out a lot, so I got to kind of pick what I wanted to eat. I always did have to have 2 vegetables every dinner. And I think the only thing that I didn't really like is if we had steak at home and my dad didn't cut off the fat and like you bite into a piece of fat. That was great.
So that explains because Brooke cuts off all the fat. And I'm like, you are taking away the taste that needs to be.
So did your dad used to kill a cow every winter? So you'd have it for the whole winter? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so we had a deep freezer in our basement. We'd have a whole Betsy in our.
Oh, wow.
We'd have meat for the whole winter.
At least I don't think. Not that.
I mean, I
was super young, so.
It was my dad and me.
Well, and I get that, but I meant him because being up there and having family and stuff.
Oh, and we've talked about this before, but there's a lot of memories that I don't remember or barely remember.
The ghost took them.
And I think that simply was, could be. I need to bring my mom on. We need to do a paranormal segment, and I want to bring her on because I would love it. But
your dad says it's pigs in a blanket, old timers version.
Yeah, see, that's what I thought too.
Okay, so you just called it something different. See?
Okay, all right. So, but I'm still gonna ask my friend here. So you said it had sausage, onion, and cabbage.
I don't know if onions were in there.
It was like something wrapped in cabbage. Your dad.
It would wrap up and then it would sit like all day. And
I ate it a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So it's like meatloaf, basically, just so you know. and it's wrapped in cabbage, and they boil it.
Yeah, yeah,
it's
and just the
boiled.
way, but the way that it's made,
It's
and
like when you're a kid, you don't have the taste for cabbage.
Yeah.
It's like an adult taste.
the way that it was made. Now, my dad, Bill, dad made it a couple years ago. No,
Oh.
a long time
It
ago.
was when he was with Jen.
Yeah, so a long time ago. He made it, and we ate it. I loved
I
it.
ate
I was
it,
like,
and I
this
was
is
like,
really good.
yeah.
I don't know why I hated this when I was a kid, but like you're saying, your taste buds change over time and whatnot. But yeah, just one dinner that I always kind of regretted. Something from the 80s that you wish would make a comeback.
It already has.
By the Bell.
It already has.
I like Saved by the Bell, but yes.
I
I like
Bell.
neon colors, obviously, because I can see it. So neon colors are hip and back in style.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I try to do the
Hmm.
best I can with my hair right now. It's a little rough looking, but
Well, I was gonna say it kind of blends with the tree, so I don't know what color it is.
We're gonna talk to the man about. We're gonna talk to the man
yeah,
about
it
that.
faded.
Oh.
They're a little too
Yeah.
fast.
Hmm.
But I'm not being
80s and 90s.
but we know why, so it's not a big deal. Yeah, I really miss that the internet access was not so accessible. I know I have that in there as a bullet point, but for me, that's one
You
of the
can't just
biggest
pick
things.
up a device and get
Yeah, you can't
online.
just pick up a device
had to-
and ignore
to,
everything
like,
that's going
specifically
on.
go to a room, or we had a computer room. Like, go to a room, sit down at a desk, and wait for the dial-up to go.
Yeah, or even in the 80s, a lot of that didn't. I don't feel like
Yeah,
a
in
lot
the
of that.
80s, you
It's
didn't really
I
do it.
didn't. I don't
It
remember.
was 90s.
Yeah, I don't remember growing up with a computer in the house until it was, until we were in Florida. But
Yeah, my
we
dad,
did.
yeah, my dad worked with computers, so we had one relatively
Yeah.
early, but not.
I miss the days of, and we try to do it as much as possible, just kind of turn things off and
You
look
have
away
to.
for a few hours. But it's so tough, and I don't think that enough people actually do it. So many people just sit on Facebook all day and argue with people and blah 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 and
Yeah.
look
yeah.
up crap.
Who
and-
does that?
I mean,
So
we did it for an hour today, but I was silent. I was silent, and I had a notes tab open, and I'm just sitting there writing my notes and writing my stuff out because I didn't want to go back and forth. And I just sent one and closed my computer. We out. So one big message, and I'm like, I'm done. That's it.
is that your version of dropping the mic?
Yeah, it really was. It really did. I closed this lid. I'm gone.
So the only thing I can really think of that really stood out to me about the 80s or 90s was, you know what? The micro machines.
What?
Micro machine. It was these little toys, and it was like tiny ass replicas,
Lego size.
smaller than Legos.
Wheels. Yeah,
And-
Lego size Hot Wheels.
Yeah, and like, I had a plethora of them. I had little airplanes, a bunch of different cars. It was military vehicles, and I love those things because I'm telling you, they're about like that big, and they had such fine detail, and there was a collection, and I love those toys. And I also, people made fun of me because I would always talk fast, so they called me the micro machine guy.
I could see that.
It all makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's 100% true.
Thank you.
Oh, nothing I haven't.
Not that I wish it comes back, but I really liked My Little Ponies.
It already has.
I loved Pogs.
Oh, we
I
have
thought
Pogs.
Pogs were a blast, and I thought it was one of the coolest things
I had a-
until I moved to Florida.
I had a stepbrother
and
that
I had
thought
I had-
Pogs, like he was collecting them like
I had
they were going to be
California
worth money.
Pogs. Yeah,
I'm gonna,
yeah.
I had my collection of slammers and everything.
I got a 3'2" in the attic somewhere.
I know.
Yeah, I used to have a whole roll two thing where you put them all in, and then you like two slammers at the top. I had the like the trading card kind of thing.
Bye, Kyle.
Big Al. Yeah, I loved Pogs. I thought that they were super cool. It was fun. Kids got to play it. Got kids interacting with each other, and then I moved to Florida, and I kept some in my locker, and somebody broke into my locker and stole them. Like my third day of school. That's pretty.
Bastard.
I was pretty like, come on, man! Just because I had cool California Pogs.
Oh, you were the cool kid in school that could afford them.
No, not at that point. But
So
Thanksgiving's coming up,
It is.
as we know.
So, what food items are you guys looking forward to?
Not
Favorite?
cooking.
What's your favorite thing to eat though?
Mom and Dad Sean's turkey.
I don't know what it's called.
What's in it?
It's orange with marshmallows on top.
Oh, sweet potato.
Sweet potato pie?
Or sweet
Candied
potato.
sweet potato.
It's like a
or-
casserole though, but
Yeah.
possibly.
Sweet
Yeah.
potato roll, sweet
That's
potatoes.
my favorite.
I love sweet
Who makes it in your family?
I would make it. And then,
Publix.
I would make it and then no one eats it.
I love it.
So it's like me eating it.
I wasn't kidding. We don't cook. I've been doing it for 10 years. It was been stressing my mom out having to cook for the entire family, so I have it catered every year.
My mother loves planning and doing events and
Yeah, that-
parties and everything.
I
And
feel
She
like,
does too, but nobody helps her, and I just get
No, no.
kids and
I'm sucked into helping and I don't want to because I'm like, I just want to relax. But she loves having events and parties and everything. And that's probably why my non-love of such big holiday events and things has come from because, and this is no joke, to this day, I'm talking here all 37 years that I've known her, that every single month, like for Easter, she'll change the house around and decorations and everything. It's for Easter. And then come May, well, I guess that's summer stuff. So summer themed. Then June, so
much.
it's and then July for 4th of July stuff. Then August it's going to be semi-fall. Then September is for veteran. Then October is all Halloween. Then November. I'm like every single month something's changing, and I'm like I'm done.
Have you
done.
been to my house? I have a 65-year-old wife.
well, see, but I appreciate going to your house, but I'm not going to do it. I don't have that much effort in my
Right.
life that I have.
We do it because it's so nice to just walk into, and it's ever changing because you're in.
And we
We
work
work
there.
from
But-
home. Same
but I
street.
feel like if I'm gonna have to sit here and stare at the walls all day, that I want them to look nice.
There's a difference though. There's a difference between the way y'all do it and the way I wouldn't say parents, my mom, because that's just like whatever. I just married her.
Whatever, woman.
You know. But seriously, the way you guys do it, okay, you guys do like major holidays. Okay, I get it. Halloween, go nuts. Thanksgiving or Christmas, that's perfect.
Yeah, we
4th of
have
July.
Ours are seasons,
Winter season.
not by the month.
Exactly.
It's
Every,
not-
si- every single. I'm talking every month. Oh,
Why are you mad, bruh?
because
I
I've
have
been,
walk over. It's like McDonald's signs and Burger King signs over here. It's the Battle of Hamburgers.
yeah. So
Oh,
I'm sorry. I just take another drink. I'm sorry. I just.
I want to take two, buddy. This fool just chugged it.
Yeah, I really like the sweet potato thing, but I'm not gonna make it this year because no one eats.
I'm excited about your potatoes.
Yeah, everyone likes the mashed potatoes, the homemade mashed potatoes.
That's my dad's favorite. Makes his own, like it's tons of butter, tons of milk, and I'm like,
Yeah, my stepdad makes them so good too. And then Brooke started making them a little bit just to
Because
kind of.
they make
They
so
make
much.
so
things, and
much.
I'm like,
Like, stop.
I want to take some of that off your plate so you don't have to make all that stuff and
I
bring it here.
I showed Brick the
The
turkey.
turkey. Oh my goodness, they
that was
have
hysterical.
He started thawing it out today.
23 pounds.
Yeah, it's like 23 pounds or something like that. He started thawing it out today. It's in a
cooler.
No, it's not a cooler.
Yeah, it is. It's in a cooler.
No, that's a storage bin.
Your mom said. Cooler.
No. We're first before.
Here's something that I'm really still weird. Again, I've grown up with this style at least all my life, but you have the question of, are you a fan of leftovers?
Wait, hold
How-
on. Sean wants to know
Yeah.
what your favorite was.
Mine?
Yes, Sean wants to know.
That's
Oh,
fine.
I said Mom and Dad Sean turkey.
Well, I don't know if they heard you. That's why I had you repeat.
Yeah. Mom and Dad Sean.
Or maybe Sean's just going like,
I
wait,
gotta hear that
double-checking?
again. Let me
Yeah,
make sure I
exactly.
record this.
No,
Don't worry, it'll be recorded. It'll be on Periscope. It'll be on YouTube. It'll be on Twitch.
Yeah,
It'll
that's
be
my
here on
favorite.
Facebook.
I have like rye dip is my favorite for our cookouts.
Yeah.
That's one of my things. That's one of my favorites for our cookouts is rye dip, and my mom makes it.
I also like any dessert
But-
that I can eat.
The turkey I don't get.
Can you eat the sweet
okay,
potato
well,
casserole?
Yes.
I will bring you some then. I will save some for you.
And mashed potatoes and sugar, like brown
Oh.
sugar and butter.
I just remembered I hate sweet potatoes.
You just
And also-
remembered?
And also, no, I was gonna mention earlier, but then I lost the thought and I just remembered it
Oh,
now.
we have your cookie tin. We need to give it back to you. Sorry.
Oh, the cookie bit. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, I'll pick it up.
It's gonna be at my actual bowl. I'm gonna
TJ's gonna
use it as my plate.
Wax gonna use it
So,
for
yeah, this is my Thanksgiving plate. Please fill it up.
So yes, are you a fan of leftovers? There's a lot of people who do. Like
I know.
her sister was never a fan of leftovers. I
She
think
does
she's
now.
coming around now, but
She does know. But
That's still so weird to me. Like, it's food. It's just it's
very few leftovers. Like she would
okay. 2-week leftover fish or something. I get it. No.
yeah, see,
just
that's
taking your
different.
leftovers home.
Yeah, fish and seafood leftovers, no, but everything else, come on.
So I actually don't eat leftovers on a normal daily
I
basis,
knew
but I
there
will
was something
eat
else.
turkey. So full
I'm
disclosure,
turkey.
I have ordered Geron's catering, and I also have Publix catering. Well,
Yep.
come
Elite
to find
catering.
out, we actually have family coming in, which I didn't know about. So I have 2 full meals coming because I was hoping for leftovers so
Yeah, no,
Kevin could
yeah,
have something to
no.
eat. Now I'm gonna be like, nothing
Yeah.
left for me.
I hate it when like you think you have all this food and then
It's gone.
more people come over or everyone's super hungry and then you have no leftovers. I'm like, that's what Thanksgiving was for. I need my leftovers. I need my turkey.
Yeah, I'm
sandwich.
supposed to
I
eat
can't have
turkey for a week.
sandwiches, but
I'm supposed to
have
eat turkey
leftovers.
sandwiches for breakfast and lunch for a week.
Turkey and eggs. And
I don't think there's ever been a Thanksgiving
Everything.
or any holiday event in our house where there's not leftover food.
Yeah.
Rare has that ever happened in our house because my mother loves to make food for a small platoon.
Yep. You guys have been
So-
on. You see.
Yeah, so I'm always like, okay, cool. And again, that's maybe why I love leftovers because I can just pick whenever I want. Actually, tonight I had leftovers.
on top of the 23-pound turkey, I have a 13-pound ham.
Oh, Mom had another. There was another turkey
There's a
behind it. There was another
13-pound.
13 or 14-pound turkey behind it. I
Like,
don't know if
I
they're
think
making that
that's
one
for
too.
theirs on Thanksgiving Day.
I think another reason that Patty and Wack don't have leftovers is because you do always have an open door policy. Like
Yeah.
when I come over, hey, are you hungry? Yeah, what you got?
Yeah.
Like, and I've always appreciated that because, like, I don't think I'm hungry, but I'm home, so can I eat?
Right.
And
Yeah,
that's a testament to y'all because you make it a home.
Yeah, and my brother-in-law texted me today and he was like, "Hey, I wanted to ask you directly, is it okay if my mom and my brother come over?" And I was like, "No." Like, just kidding. Absolutely 100%.
Always.
Don't even ask. I don't.
Family is always welcome.
Everybody, yeah. Family's wide open. If you are related to me or you are in this circle bubble that we have, like that door is
Always open. Anytime you
I
come
want my family around me as much as possible.
And
As
even my
much-
kids like feel welcome there, which is again a huge
Oh, yeah.
testament because they're like, kids, let's go. Oh, they got food, let's go. You know, they even
that's
like
why.
Patty
No.
or Wack or whatever the hell your name is, Carlos.
You make us drink seriously?
Yes, because I couldn't think of your freaking name, man.
You mean you change one letter? That's all you got to worry about.
So that'll bring us to this other little piece. Like these states trying to lock down families from being together.
Oh
is
yeah.
that not a step on freedom? I mean, real American freedom. You are telling families they can't get. I understand. We've got this pandemic and we've got spikes. Blah blah blah. You have to leave that up to families to make their own decisions. You can't. What if grandma dies tomorrow? You know what I mean? That's not fair.
Let me jump into that real quick. Because actually, funny enough, I was with one of my workmates. I was having a conversation about this because they live in Minnesota, but they're revisiting in California right now. And California, New York are shut down. Also, Illinois. My friend that I texted earlier about to ask that question, Illinois is shutting down completely right now as of this week.
Michigan, that they're pretty much shut down as well.
Yeah, Michigan. So now the thing that I am seeing, at least, and what I read on some of the states, is that they are shutting down. But it's apparently going to affect more businesses. They are saying that if people do have gatherings for families, they recommend less than 10 people.
Yeah.
So it's they're not saying you can't go see them, whatever, but they're trying to say avoid large gatherings.
In New York,
Well,
they're
in New York, they're
saying
saying they can knock on your door,
come in your house,
and
count the number of people, and take the homeowner to jail.
Exactly. Yeah. So and again, but let's be honest here. That's got to be a scare tactic because how many police or and detectives have available time
They're coming in
worry
for a
about
plate.
exactly
Right?
Yeah, exactly. They're gonna be like, hey, listen, is
Give me a
candy on the
plate and I won't take you to jail.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what I'm thinking. Like, you got green beans?
Jail.
So exactly. So I mean, think about it. The resources. Do they really have enough? Unless the only way that I'm thinking that'll actually happen is that unless somebody's actually like calling and complaining because there's a big party event or something, and somebody's like, "Whoa, they got a bunch of people," and which I know that there are assholes out there who will complain about the smallest things.
Said I get it. I just don't think that it's, to me, it's not
the government's
it's not
place.
constitutional. It's not the government's place to regiment something like that, because pretty soon
They shouldn't be able to tell you how to spend your family time.
yeah, that leads you
Yeah.
down to the line of, okay, now you need to come to this camp.
I mean,
No.
and fair enough, and I'm sure a lot of people are thinking what you're saying right now. Probably that, you know, somewhat what I'm thinking as well, going like, well, that's not what they're trying to do. But at the same time, that's all it takes sometimes.
All it takes. But
It's complacency,
Right.
and trust me, as much as I'm thinking, just like you're saying right now, and trust me, I
Not
think
to have large family gatherings, but you know
Yeah.
what? It's up to the families to
Yeah.
decide that.
and all
exactly.
of us our own precautions and live our life the way that we decide.
Exactly, and I said I think most individuals who have watched this show for a while now know that I'm kind of person who's, you know, the middle person, the gray area person, which again, and I kind of follow in the same mentality as yours, Wack, where we're going, you know what the hell are you doing infringing on my rights? If it's my family, if it's my thing, but at the same time, I get it. Yes, I understand we're in a pandemic season. I understand we're going to be so yeah. So it's I think it's most people's mentality as well. Just some people voice it a little louder than others. But you're right. I mean, it's actually, I had somebody today say, you know, or I was listening to a conversation, and they were talking about saying that I'm not going to visit my son because he's going to make me wear a mask when I go to his house. And I'm like,
That'd probably be my dad.
I mean,
my dad, Bill. Oh yeah.
like
it's and again, it's 50-50. I mean, I get the reasoning of the son. I get the reasoning of the dad too. I understand. And it's a hard thing to make a choice nowadays. It's something that we haven't had to come across in our lifetime.
Come on,
Like-
Frick.
So I'm the terrible child that my daughter, as you both know, has had games this week, and I won't let my parents go. They are all I have.
Right.
Not gonna
right.
happen.
Yeah.
No, I completely get that and understand that. So and,
'Cause y'all would have to deal with me all day, every day, and y'all won't do that. So we're gonna
Oh,
keep my
please.
parents around for a while.
Mom, Dad, please.
All right, on to a happy topic. Black
All
Friday.
right.
Anybody doing Black Friday shopping anymore?
I am. You asked if we're gonna be bummed out that it's like mostly virtual.
Yeah.
Heck no.
I'm glad. I wanted to.
I get upset because I don't like going out in large crowds. That just puts me in a bad mood to be around a ton of people packed in tight spaces, like
Fighting over
Traffic and
Fighting over the dumbest amount of savings.
just being rude when it's supposed to be the holiday season and everyone's supposed to be in a good mood.
Yeah, no.
And it's nasty and it's ugly and it's not any fun. I love the fact that it's going to be mostly online.
Mostly online, yeah.
Because one, I don't go out in that, so I miss out on a lot of deals. And now I get to actually, I probably won't buy much, but
It's fine.
If I can add a note to that,
it's like, I say that I'm excited for this, but I probably won't actually buy that much, but who knows?
so but to add a quick note to this again, and just as a reminder to everybody, like the four of us here, we're all independent business owners. So instead of just going to Amazon or something, again, and it's cool. I've seen some of the posting people have made on social media, going like, "Hey, for this season, I'm going to shop locally."
Yes.
Yes, a lot
Shop
of
local where possible.
Exactly. So if it's, I don't care if it's a ring, I don't care if it's a a piece of clothing, I food. Find the local restaurant, especially nowadays. If we're hearing that we're going to be shut down, tip your hospitality staff as much as you can. And again, and we understand that we might be all in a tight situation, but some people are about to lose jobs again. So we got to think of each other. These are tough times, weird times. If you can, I'm not going to tell you put somebody else as a tip over your own children. But
Anybody got any crazy Thanksgiving stories? Oh, that one in there just kind of.
I have a crazy one.
Okay.
And so growing up, we always used to go to Ocala National Forest for our Thanksgiving because my family had land up there, and we would camp in cabins. we would ride 4-wheelers, have big bonfires, just drink and like be separated from the rest of the world. Like it's you. Like I think we had a phone line, but there was no internet growing up there. So it was hardly any cell phone service. Like you had to drive out onto a main road to get phone service. It was kind of a bad situation in this instance. My uncle had just got new 4-wheelers and was going out trail riding and took a corner super fast and flew over the top of the 4-wheeler, and his like chest collarbone went right into a tree.
Oh, like I felt that.
Yeah, broke both of his collarbones, broke a couple ribs that punctured his lungs, and like they're out riding 4-wheelers, and it was probably like 20, just over 20 years.
Yeah,
It was like
before.
probably like 25 years ago or so. No, I was like 13. So yeah, like 25 years ago. Wow, that's insane.
You old?
Um,
Hey, you old?
so yeah, like they weren't like carrying around their cell phones, because back then cell phones were like bricks.
Bricks, yeah. So actually, the cell phone might have killed him.
Him and his buddy were out riding. His buddy didn't want to leave him there, but there's no way to tell anyone where he was or what happened. So he had to leave him there and ride his 4-wheeler back to the camp and tell someone. Then we had to drive out to a main road so we could get cell phone service to call the ambulance. It was crazy. And then he had to spend like 2 weeks in the hospital in Ocala, and he lived in campus. It was always a little crazy.
He wins.
Yeah.
I
I'm done.
think I can one up her.
Oh shit.
Actually, like family drama stories to share.
Oh no. I think I can definitely one up you. I'll make it swift and simple. 2 years ago exactly, on Thanksgiving night. The week of Thanksgiving, my ex-brother-in-law, his brother got married in Japan, and he was going to come get married here in the U.S. so that way the family here could, also have the wedding, etc. And so I took off the whole week from work, and basically we got an Airbnb out there. It was my sister, her husband at the time, my cousin, myself, and my date, and my mother and father. So we got a pretty nice house right on the beach. And we got there Monday. Tuesday was rehearsal kind of thing. Wednesday was the wedding, and then Thursday was Thanksgiving. So also the family was visiting there from for the spouse, so they came from Japan, came over, etc. So Thanksgiving actual day, we're having dinner at the house, drinking, having a good time, whatever, etc. Boom. So I said, okay, cool. You guys are watching a movie. I'm gonna go fall asleep early because I've just ate too much food. By like 11:30 at night, I hear my mother yell out to my sister. Have you all ever heard like somebody, like when I call it, like let's say that a whack, if I'm at your house and I call for you and you're all the way out in the backyard, I'm like, hey man, somebody yells for you and you're like, that's a different tone in their voice. There's fear and there's something that's not normal. I heard my mom, and I'm telling you, the way it was set up, like if we're looking at the screen here, like here's where they were. I'm over here all the way at the other house. I reached my mother first before my sister got to her, and she was next door to her. I got there that quick because I woke up like out of dead sleep and like I heard that and I just ran right for it. And that's the night that at 11:30 at night, my father had a stroke.
Oh wow!
And
I remember that. Well, I remember you telling us about that.
Yeah, exactly. So luckily, he's still with us though. He's still doing great. Luckily, trust me, from what happened to where he was to what he is now, woof. I don't care what religion, good vibes and juju, we'll take them all, and we appreciate it for everybody. But yeah, so he's doing great, thank God. But yeah, so I'm telling you, that was the weirdest wedding Thanksgiving week ever, and I had to share because I had to one up Patty. That's all.
Oh, that sounds like my Christmas story in 1991. So thanks.
Yeah. Well, hey, you say that for Christmas. I got Thanksgiving.
But don't let me forget.
Okay.
So there's this drink, and it says "Eat on it," and I'm so glad that you're making it, but at the same time, I always wonder why. Because when we get to the beginning of this show, you go,
"Let's just say grain alcohol.
This one's gonna hurt," and I'm like, "Why? But why?"
You have grain alcohol and vodka in there.
So
There's like
So-
no.
Okay, so there's the vodka tonic, and you can do just a regular mix of whatever. No, take us to the regular page if you will, Frick. I didn't put it up there, so
My bad.
no, you good. You good. It's cool. I didn't tell you, so that's my bad. So yeah, so it's not the gin and tonic; it's the e-tonic.
I was
So-
like, that doesn't look right, but whatever. I'm going with it.
Yeah, so it's going to look something like that. That's the one from the prior time. So it's going to be very similar to that. I didn't get the lime wedges though,
Yeah, it was
but
like,
You didn't get
but
the
basi-
line, so it's even worse.
yeah.
it's
So
gonna be bad.
It's gonna taste like gasoline.
Nothing about this drink looks like it's gonna be delicious. I
No.
don't
just
understand.
just the tonic water. Just the tonic water is the delicious part. So I mean,
Delicious tonic water.
Fizzy water.
depending on the taste, you might see me run and then I'll get some lime. But anyway, so yeah, it's an online variation. I saw the gin and tonic and the vodka tonic, and I'm like, you know what? I didn't see the name for it, so I'm just calling it the e-tonic for Everclear.
Oh,
Hey. So yeah, in old-fashioned tradition though, I am going to mute myself so I can play with the clacks and pour the drink and everything else.
Yeah, cool.
So yeah, let's feel free to actually start talking about the random life questions, if you will, and I'll jump in.
Game on.
All right.
Take it away, Frick.
all right. So this one's hitting a little close to home tonight. If you had the opportunity at 17 to travel the world, would you, or would you stay in school?
Do I know what I know now?
Yeah.
Like,
Looking back as an adult or just being a kid?
We're 17.
no, I ain't
No, I'm
You're
going no.
17.
Because I was a daddy's girl. I only had my dad growing up, so I was scared to leave. Like I didn't even want to go to school, college outside of Florida.
no, I
Like,
100%.
I had zero plans to leave Florida for college.
Now 17, we've talked about. I graduated.
Now looking
Yeah.
back, yes, I would have gone in a heartbeat. But
I wouldn't have. I had a really good life. I had
yeah, but
I had a-
Griffin did a couple trips, and that was awesome.
yeah.
Like,
It depends on. I mean,
no
it depends on
desire
how
to
long
leave.
this trip is,
I
and
had no desire to leave. Or
yeah,
that
if you really
big
don't know
trip.
how long, and if you're like, oh, it's for 30 days, but not to get out of school, just go do it during the summer. Go do it during the winter break. I
All
don't.
right. Would you let Tyler go? It's his junior year in high school. Would you let Tyler go at 17?
Yeah,
When you
but-
say travel the world, hold on, are you talking about like around the world, like different countries, or are you talking about like, oh, like go like a
Potentially.
summer?
What's happening with school?
Are they dropping out?
Don't know.
Because if that's the case, absolutely not.
Yeah, it involves dropping out.
If it involves
But
dropping
the
out, no.
child's 17, 5 weeks away from being 18.
And-
Do you really have an opportunity to have any say whatsoever? Because they're almost 18.
Yeah, if they haven't graduated high school, then
Yes,
they're not really.
it's 17.
But in Polk County schools, at the age of 18, they can check themselves out of school.
At the age of 18, you can make whatever
Well,
decision.
are they still living at home?
So 5 weeks away from being 18.
Are you
Still living at home?
providing for yourself?
Where's all your money coming from? Where's all your everything coming from? You ain't going nowhere. I'm just saying.
I'm letting them go, just so you know. A once in a lifetime experience. Let them go.
Okay, so really the question is this: how much do you like your kids?
Oh, I love them to death, but I know it's a once in a lifetime experience, and they'll never be able to experience it again.
So what's going on?
Killian
Yeah.
signed to go with Detroit Pistons. EJ's going.
To the Detroit Pistons.
That's in Detroit. That's not traveling the world.
But it could potentially with summer leagues and trainings, things like that.
Playing with Olympic teams and stuff like that, travel
Yep.
teams.
Signing or
And he has dual residency,
Where at?
France.
Oh, ooh la la.
This doesn't mean
yeah, but Killian does not.
not
EJ.
Egypt.
Correct. But Killian wants EJ with him.
And EJ can get an F1 student visa in France, so he could be there abroad or whatever for a while. I mean,
Well, I told him he could go because I know he can e-learn because that's where our new society is
And
and
that
things
was
like
the-
that.
That's the
So-
only other thing is that you still need to finish school. Is
Right.
the thing. Like,
But because he's of age, I really can't say anything. So,
he is in 5 weeks. He's not-
but we're going into Christmas vacation and Thanksgiving, so he really has 3 weeks left of school, and then he's 18. But anyways, I'm happy for my son, but I was just curious what you guys would do, and not giving you all the whole story.
it's a yep, and that's the thing. It's a different life story than where Tyler's gonna be.
Yep.
So
Well, you don't know. Maybe he gets signed to
Right.
play baseball at 17 too.
he's gonna be short.
He's gonna be short. He ain't going nowhere.
But still, you
And
don't know.
judging on his interest in baseball,
It's gone on
gone out the window because it's all bowling.
bowling.
So now,
He could.
if you want to discuss
He could travel to the United States.
at age 18, if Tyler wants to be a pro bowler,
There you go.
He would say yes.
let's
because-
visit it based on the situation.
Being that he shows so much interest in learning, and I think he could do e-learning or could get his diploma
I
early.
think he graduates early.
Yeah.
Honestly, if he stays the path that he's at,
I could see him getting his
I can
associate,
see him
graduating with
early.
his associate.
Well, that
Yeah.
was my plan.
Yeah.
Graduating high school with an AA, but this kind of threw a wrench in it because it's a year earlier than I expected.
I know my parents would have. Okay, I take it back. I know my dad would have loved for me to become a golf professional so he could travel, and because basically he said, "I'll be your caddy so I can go play golf." I'm like,
Aw.
no, but I mean, if whenever I do have children or something like that, again, depends on the scenario.
It does.
So
Y'all, our dog is killing us.
He has had
Our dog
rank gas.
is killing us. Killing us right now.
It is crazy.
I was wondering why you're blinking so much.
It is, it is bad in here.
Is he asleep or like
Yeah.
dead awake?
So earlier,
both.
I was in the kitchen and I smelled this horrible
God.
smell. And I looked around because I was like, that had to have been TJ. Wow.
Oh, come on. I just made this drink.
Okay, so there's no way that
Oh.
anything other than a man, a grown ass man, made this smell.
A
So-
dog.
I am looking around and all I see is
Not
dog.
bad.
I'm like, there's no way. And I look around for Wack. He's on the couch. There's okay. The intensity of the smell was so bad.
Amplified.
Oh, yeah.
It was no way. There was no way that it would have made it from the couch to where I was out in the kitchen. So
And if it did, Whack, you got to look at your fiber, man.
Yeah,
or something.
I'm eating the same stuff she
and then
does.
earlier,
Had some
he
onion
was
rings
the
left.
dog was sitting by Wack in the living room, and I guess his rear was pointed towards him and did that again. And he was like, "What? This dog?" And I was
All
like,
day, man.
so all day
He's been rough
It's
all
been bad.
day.
my sister,
he keeps
He
eating
keeps stealing stuff out of the trash can
Acorns?
and eating acorns.
branches from the yard.
Yeah, he's bringing in
Um,
weeds from the
it-
yard.
is there a squirrel?
Yeah, he's a squirrel. He thinks he's a squirrel.
He likes to chew on that broom.
Ridiculous.
And yeah, today I
Yeah.
found like a nub of a stick, so he's like chewed down a stick.
We digress.
So,
Praise God, he doesn't have a freaking splinter in his guts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he ate a rope, like one of those tug of war ropes for the dog,
oh yeah.
and started eating the strings out of it.
All right, go for it.
You
Quick side story.
Dog's cat.
My sister used to have a Doberman, and I was house sitting for them one time, and I fell asleep on the couch, and he would fall asleep, right at the foot of the couch, right, or at the the base because I'm laying long lengthwise, and a dead sleep. I'm like, oh my god, what the hell? The dog farted.
I taste it.
Yeah, exactly. It was that bad.
So it is in here right now.
How bad is
When-
it all
when-
day?
When you can taste feces in your mouth
Uh,
from the
Yeah.
air. Yeah. Okay. I still flinch because I know what I'm like. I remember it.
I mean, I've had dogs fart before. But this dog,
Yeah.
this is like grown man fart. and it's been all day. It's not just, oh, he farted. No, it's
All right. Frack.
All right. Okay. So yeah. So for my random life question here is, what do you think is your worst personal vice? So to give some examples for everybody, and please feel free to jump on chat once again. What's your personal vice? I'm talking like, do you waste time on playing games on your phone? Like Candy Crush or whatever. Is it unhealthy foods? Is it a drinking way too much? Perhaps is it spending time on YouTube and going down the hole and watching videos, and all of a sudden there you goes 3 hours of your day. So what do you think is your worst personal vice?
procrastination. Not taking
so-
not taking full advantage of my time.
So okay, so what you're saying is you'll tell me later.
And I thought it was pretty funny how much time I spent thinking about this, because I'm like, I don't do anything that bad. I eat good. I work out. I do play Candy Crush, but not like, I play it at night right before I go to bed. I drink, but it's not like crazy. So
Just Thursday nights, like
Yeah. And when?
yeah, but I mean, literally, I've had this drink all night. So
That's only because we don't have more Patron.
we have more Patron. We just have-
Yeah, cool.
we just have more.
Oh, we just said it.
all right. So Frack, I'm Frack. Hi, I'm Frack. Damn, I had to get a drink. Is good.
It's one,
Frick.
it's one letter.
So Frick, you're sitting there in silence. You're kind of leaning back. What's up?
I overbook. I have 5 people's lives that I'm taking care of, plus my own business, plus. So my personal vices, I go to the bathroom and I'm on my laptop. I'm driving down the road on my laptop. I'm like, I don't have downtime, so that's my vices. I don't know when to say no. That's my
Mhm.
issue.
Really?
Cat.
Eh.
Yeah, I know he's the same way. Him and I are the worst because we're talking shop all the way to
Right
BNI
here,
every week.
Right here.
Like,
This guy right
we
here.
get so much done in that 20 minutes. It's ridiculous.
Right?
I mean, anyone could call us at the drop of a dime, and not. I mean, if you tried to call us and we don't answer, it's because we are so busy. Because if he has a free second, he will answer the phone, and it's normally someone wanting something done
Right there.
ASAP, and he will drop everything and work on their problem.
That's why I email, because then you might not see it right that second. Like, I'll email you. Like, don't do it right now.
He checks email like 50 times a
Yeah.
day.
So yeah, I have that's going to be mine as well. I have a really bad problem of saying and it's not even saying yes, but it's saying I can do it right now.
Yeah.
Saying, okay, I'll get that done.
Oh yeah, I can get it done.
I can
within a
get that
certain time
done
period.
ASAP. Giving somebody a unrealistic timetable. And that's not a case when it comes to building a website. So that's not a case, but it's the little tasks, something that
mainly for a lot of things I think he says yes to is graphic design,
Yeah.
which he doesn't do. I do. And I'm like, bitch, I'm busy. He's like, but it's just real quick. And I'm like, for me, graphic design, not real
No.
quick because it's
Yeah.
not important. But I've had to do a lot of graphic design.
she's got to
so
do a lot of
I'm a little bitter.
Well, I appreciate your graphics design because I suck at it. So
So totally.
I feel like
No,
it's so much that I suck at it. I just can't do it fast.
Yeah, we don't do hand drawn graphic design. We do template graphic design for
Then
brochures.
I never like the
and things
template,
like
so I have to.
that.
I
Yeah,
feel
so
like
we
I
gotta
gotta
make it
tweak
our
it.
own.
That's what.
But
Takes time to edit.
that's my biggest thing is that I'm really trying, and I started doing that to where I noticed this flaw months ago, and that is when I switched my schedule to Tuesdays and Thursdays are meeting
And it
days.
worked for a little bit. But
And it
it's
worked
starting
for
to,
quite a bit.
Starting to get out
And
of
yeah,
hand.
now it's starting to get out of hand again, and I've got to get back to.
And like we used to try and take December kind of slow, like have a lot of family time and like do Christmas activities. I don't see that happening.
Yeah, and I think this is something that perhaps all of us can relate to here. One of mine is actually consistency, because I have my schedule, but keeping it consistent is a difficult thing sometimes because just like Frick, I'm helping handle other people's lives too. So sometimes, like for example, yesterday, my mother had surgery, so nobody was able to. Of course, my father couldn't take her and everything else, so because I'm taking care of him too. So I had to drive. I had to be there. So I spent time like in the lobby working, and then I had to interview somebody. So I had to jump in my car and on Zoom, and then I had to go back in again and work
Bought a new laptop just for this.
So proud of you.
Thank you.
So exactly. So, and I'm sure a lot of fellow, business owners out there can relate to those kind of things. It's having a schedule and keeping it consistent, but we know that things can drop on a drop of a dime, can just change on you. And sometimes there are emergencies you got to tend to, and sometimes we just get ourselves, like Wack was talking about. We're like, okay, yeah, oh yeah, and you want to be so giving, perhaps, or have a, not a good front, but perhaps just say that, let people know that you're available to be able to finish that task, and
right.
It throws you off. And like I said, and one tiny shift in my schedule can throw me off by 3 to 4 hours.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So,
See.
so yeah.
Yeah, I had, and because I was yesterday, we were talking about yesterday. I'm like, I have 40 tabs open in just this one window,
and you feel like everything's important. So see one tab and you're like, yes, I got to get to that. You need to start on that.
While the page is loading, I'm working on the next tab.
Oh, it's taking too long to load, or I've got to wait for it to process, or do this or that. I'll just go to this tab because I really need to get this done. And then like something processed over there, and you're like, oh, back to here.
Yeah, I've got to get back to Mondays is, catch up from the weekend, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Tuesday is meeting day. Wednesday is web design day. Thursday is meeting day if I need to. And then, because our days are all kind of, shorted because of different things and whatnot. And then Friday was proposal day, and then launch day for any websites and everything like that. So I've got to get myself back on that schedule and just tell people, like, there's a lot of people like, oh, can't you do that? Can you do that on this day or this day? Like, no, you're actually going to have to adhere to my schedule. Like, I've got to stop adhering to other people's schedule as much. I don't want to lose the business, but
Right.
at the same time, like, my schedule is so important to me right now that I need to start staying on that same schedule and not being like, oh yeah, well, no, it's no big deal. I can meet on Monday.
Having better consistency, and again, we have to respect our time ourselves, because we realize that that's very important. In order for me to deliver a better product, in order to deliver better service, I got to respect my time to make everybody else's stuff look good or do good with them. So, but trust me, I understand we could talk about for the next 3 hours about this, but let's go on to Patty's question. So
mine is pretty lighthearted. What was your worst haircut, or what's the worst haircut you've ever had?
Can I answer? Can I go first?
Yeah, I'll go after you.
I cut my own mohawk one time, and I was drunk at my friend's house, and they had a in their bathroom they had a wallpaper, and it was like, like lines or whatever, and I'm like, oh yeah, I can just match up it with a mirror and just follow the line. Except so it ended up starting up here. It was great, and then like the back area was like, whoa, because you reach over. I'm like, oh yeah, it's going straight down. Like, no, it's not. Just
it's straight angle.
So don't drink and cut hair. I'm just throwing that out there.
So mine was not I don't think so much that it was a bad haircut as it was a bad hairstyle. Is the bowl cut parted in the middle.
Oh.
I had that for years, and it's just, looking back, it was terrible.
Yeah.
It was terrible, and I don't know why my mom let me do it. I don't know why she did it, and it wasn't her fault. It was the style. That's just what it was. And
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Does not. No.
I never got that haircut.
Is this why you cut off all your hair?
Thing, because you have boobs.
No, I didn't like it on.
Oh,
anybody.
you never liked it.
I never liked it.
I never
felt
got that haircut. I'm like,
It looked like someone put a bowl on your head and cut in a circle.
pretty much really close to.
How about you, Frick?
So my question to that was like, by whose standards was it a bad haircut?
Or
Yours.
So I never thought I had a bad haircut. My mother always cut my hair until Vic opened up her shop. Then she's like, hey, let me just start coloring and cutting your hair. I'm like, okay, whatever, cool. But when I was younger, my mom took me into a hairdresser, and the hairdresser was like, oh my God, who cut your hair? And it was my mom. And
Oh.
you all know me. I got right up from that chair and walked out, and I said, "My mom cut it, and you will never touch my hair again." Left just like that. So yeah, I was an asshole even as a kid. You're welcome.
No, but I mean, but hey, listen, shame on that person for going like, "Oh, who cut your hair?" You're like, I don't care how sassy, how good you are. I should have been like, "Oh, okay. So what would you like?"
I thought it looked great. Still cuts my hair. Like when I think it's like too heavy and I just chop it, my mom will just because father, I don't care. It's in a ponytail.
Favorite holiday movie of all time before we get into our bracket.
Wait, hold on. Did Petty say?
No.
Oh, you did.
Apparently
I,
I was doing
sorry, I thought
it.
you did.
In middle or no, it was my 5th grade year. I had super long hair. It was probably a little bit longer than this. And my dad loved my hair. He liked little girls to have long hair. My stepmom at the time always had to brush my hair because it would get really knotted. It was very thick, and she was tired of cutting it. So she took me to Fantastic Sam and had it all cut off, like a pixie style, but kind of like I'm trying to remember the Golden Girl.
Blanche?
Not Blanche.
Dorothy, the tall one.
Dorothy, kind of like that.
Oh, the bob, small short bob.
Yeah, like short in the back, like super short in the back, and then like feathery, like.
So you had a Karen haircut. Got it.
No, the Karen's like the straight down bob. I had like grandma haircut in 5th grade.
She had the 80s, 90s grandma haircut.
It was terrible. My dad lost his shit. So that was like growing up. And then I had one other really bad haircut is when I couldn't get into my regular salon. I think I was about 19, 20. And I was like, I really need my hair trimmed. And I used to have like long in the front, and in the back it would like kind of be like short and spiky. I tried to describe that to the new people, did not understand. I even paid a lot of money for this haircut. It was like super short and spiky in the back. You could see my scalp.
They buzzed it?
No, but it was so short that you could see my scalp. It was. I thankfully the front was still long, so I didn't have to stare at it all the time. But and since short hair grows fast, it was only a couple weeks before it looked normal again. But it was a little rough there for a while. I think I actually cried after I saw it. And she's like, "You don't like it? I tried to do exactly what you asked for." And I'm like,
Thought too hard about a chick.
I didn't explain it right. I don't know. This is just not what I normally get.
And you still had to pay for it.
Oh,
Work's done.
Yeah.
no tip.
And they were super expensive too, because I was like, I can't get into my regular place. I don't want to go just somewhere cheap. I want to go and get a nice haircut.
Okay, sorry, real quick. I have to mention this. And the reason why I had to walk away for a second is because I've been hearing for the last 2 to 5 minutes. If you guys, if anybody out there has been seeing me just kind of looking over to the side, moving out my headset, it's because I'm hearing this meowing noise. I'm hearing this weird.
Your parents are doing it.
No. It was just, and I hear this rattling, this movement, whatever, and all of a sudden I'm like, hold on a second. One of the cats has been stuck in my room here for the last 10 minutes and it's been meowing trying to get out. I'm like, what the hell is this noise I'm hearing here? So yeah, anyways, that was fun.
All right, favorite holiday movie of all time.
This is hard.
I
Like,
know
please
it's hard.
say of all time. Ridiculous.
What's your favorite holiday movie?
Is Drop Dead Fred an option?
I've never seen.
I've seen it. I don't think.
I was being sarcastic.
Okay.
And now it's so hard for me when we get to the bracket later. There's some good ones in there, but
even though my God, I just went blank with his name. Bruce Willis. even though he has said it is not, I don't care. It's still my favorite Christmas movie, Die Hard.
National Lampoons is one of my favorite. Like a
Really?
Christmas
All-time favorite.
Christmas
One.
Story is one of my favorite. I know. I'm trying
Yeah, choose one. Choose one.
out of my head.
Gonna shoot your eye out.
That movie was annoying.
So,
You're annoying.
I was gonna say I'm annoying. I liked it.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, like
The original.
the Christmas one that they made.
Yeah, and I'm so tough for me as well.
I remember it would come on the week before Christmas. We'd always be on Christmas break from school, and my dad always made a big deal of it, like get down on the floor, cuddle up with blankets, and watch Rudolph, and then Frosty came on.
I think, and I've had so many different ones for so long. Like that is one of my favorite ones.
And I think I love it just from the family time, and then like obviously I really like that movie, but it's not like this big great storyline or plot or anything. But it's just the memories attached.
We used to watch The Santa Claus in that one, and that's I think probably of all time that's probably that's such a tough one. It's such a tough one because now in this day and age, I'm sorry, but National Lampoons is possibly the best one, just because
It's pretty funny.
Just because it's the greatest explanation of real family.
Yeah.
And that's probably why people like it so much. They're going like, I can relate to this.
Yeah, the older you get, the more you're like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
That movie is like,
Yeah,
so,
it's great.
Yeah.
I didn't like it so much at the beginning when I first saw it. But
Yeah. As you get older and you have more life problems, you really start to relate to characters in the movie. So. All right, yeah, let's go ahead and breeze through. We can breeze through those trending topics.
Yeah, let's go through that. So the national topics here. So Frick, do you want to start out with the reason why you have such a relevant background?
Yep. So my background is my nephew and my son. My nephew went. Name's Killian. He went first round, pick number 7 of the NBA draft. He is Detroit Pistons. So congratulations, Killian. You have worked very hard. I'm very proud of you. So yeah, that was interesting watching that because that was just kind of like, who is that?
For real, first round.
First round, number 7.
And now that people can see the picture and everything else, make sure you put us on trending topic, please.
Oh, my bad.
No, that's okay. It's okay. No, that way people could see it and you can show them off. It's okay. If I was mom too, hey, I would be proud of that because that's amazing.
I'm not Killian's mom. I'm EJ's mom. So,
but still, to be with him, to have him, to want to be with him, that gives him exposure. That gives him a chance to be around those kind of things.
Sure.
Okay, fine. I was trying to say something nice. All right, whatever.
Well, I'm still being Mama Bird and like, but whatever. It's a once in a lifetime thing. Go ahead, kid. Live your life.
All right then. So I'll jump through mine real quick. I noticed here Yum Brands, they're owners of a lot of fast food chains, etc. Apparently Pizza Hut, they're closing over 300 locations. They're just not making profit as much, even though they have delivery available and whatnot. There's a lot of restaurants, like we have one in Lakeland that actually has a buffet style, and that's just not bringing enough business. So they also own Wendy's, and I'm glad to hear that no Wendy's have been affected. So thank God. Anyways, philanthropy, but again, it's coming at a cost. Since we're not going to have too much time, though, is anybody sharing links right now, or?
If I do it, I'm going to break stuff. So.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you, Wack. But yeah, so my second one was about Jeff Bezos, obviously the guy who runs the world. I mean, Amazon. Basically, he's going to be giving throughout several years a total of almost $10 billion towards climate activist materials, and that's a great thing to help out with climate change, to make things aware. But as I was reading through the article itself, which I always tell people, read through the article so you can get full story at least, or majority of it, is that he's apparently giving it to a lot of companies and activist groups that are not as functional as they should be. So the downside is that there's a lot of I forget the word they used on there, but basically there's better sources out there, better companies out there that can actually put a better use to the research, to the work, to the homegrown efforts, instead of just a corporation, another corporation. You're just feeding another machine, and it's going to turn and just delay the process. So please, I always welcome read the article there. But anyways, it's great he's giving money and trying to help the cause, but that could be also the problem at the same time. So
not putting the money where it's actually helped.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
Funding
So
a research company, and that money just goes to the salary instead of to the research.
yeah. So, and well, leading away from Bezos as well with Amazon, Patty.
Yeah, Amazon they did just launch their pharmacy. So it's kind of bittersweet here because, Amazon is pretty much taking over the world, and in some people's eyes becoming a monopoly and too big for their own good. But a lot of high-risk people do take prescriptions, and during the COVID pandemic, it is nice that people can just get on Amazon and order their prescriptions. I think they're also doing the teledoc calls, so you can actually speak to pharmacists, doctors, and get advice and get your prescriptions for certain medications.
I wonder if they're still going to take as long as other mail-in places like my parents use. Like they send them a 90-day thing.
Yeah, you'll totally get prime delivery with that.
Okay, but saying that we're still 2 weeks out waiting for some of their medications, and I'm like, hello, we still have to go to Publix and go grab right now.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah,
I mean, the other land of world leaders, since Amazon's taking over this planet, maybe we'll just go to different planets. Tesla, their stock is now Tesla stock soars as they move to the S&P 500. So they're celebrating their 5th consecutive quarter of profits, and they now have a market capitalization of $400 billion. Which, as you know, Amazon was it 2 trillion? So Amazon is quite a bit ahead of them, but for Tesla to be at 400 billion is amazing, because 1 year ago they were at 63 billion, and they're at 400 billion. So yeah, that's just absolutely insane to gain 337 billion in market capitalization. It's nuts. And
I was gonna say real quick, and if anybody out there has been following us definitely and has been just paying attention, you're seeing SpaceX take action. You're seeing them, have a lot of movement within their vehicles, and with their battery technology that we've talked about. So yeah, that people are seeing the profitability possible from it, even though it may not be the world's best. They still see the opportunity in it. So that's probably why it's done so quick.
All their from the lowest end product that they offer to the highest end product they offer, they are crushing it, and they are starting to dominate this world and other worlds. But yeah, their shares are up over 500% in the last year, and there is no stopping them. They are now in the 10 most valuable companies in the S&P 500, which leads into my next topic of SpaceX and NASA sending astronauts to the ISS, International Space Station, for a 6-month stay. So last month, 3 months ago, when they flew 2 astronauts up there, it was just to basically test all the technology, do this and that. There was a small mission portion of it, but this time they're basically being a commercial charter for NASA to launch up the astronauts for 6 months, let them do all the technical stuff.
Living in no gravity.
They're working on building a new International Space Station, as this one will slowly start to be taken apart, so that way all of the new parts of a newer station are getting built. But they're going to work on, obviously, their space station to moon trips and stuff like that. But NASA and Tesla partnered together is pretty crazy. So I thought that was really neat. It was actually paired up between a couple U.S. astronauts, a female astronaut, and a Japanese astronaut.
Yeah, I was just reading the names right now. Yeah, that's awesome.
basically, I mean, looking at the program from 2011 was basically when it started kind of all falling apart and getting defunded. Now we're back to where NASA is one of the top dogs in space and partnered with Tesla. They've got a lot of missions set up. I believe it was something like 12 or 13 missions that are commissioned and getting ready to go. So pretty cool. Pretty cool.
And this is why they're seeing the opportunity. That's why the stock's rising, because they're making movements.
100%. Local topics, Frick.
So, two things. My daughter's basketball team is 2-0. They just started their season this week. Woohoo!
Whoop, whoop.
But this, Steve,
Kobe.
for the past 10 years, I have been delivering Thanksgiving meals for the volunteers in service to the elderly. So this is year number 10, and so far I think we have 85 meals that my family alone is delivering.
Awesome.
So, yeah. Oh, and delivering meals is up for anybody, everybody. You just go get in line and you're able to grab a person and go deliver. I don't know what the COVID regulations will be this year, but whatever. Please do something that makes your heart feel good and deliver some meals.
Awesome sauce. So apparently there's issues in there's a region here called Dixieland, which is kind of a historic area, and they're wanting to put in new cell towers, and the idea is being rejected because that's going to bring down property value. Now, some people are talking about, and I haven't done too heavy of a research on this, but I understand that there's implications about having cell towers and living close to power lines or living close to some things like that. Again, I've not looked at the full research on this as far as the medical end of it, but unless you're literally living like next to it, right next to it, from what they're saying, from the very little research I got to do, so please don't hold me to this 100%, there's no major things. Unless you're living under the power lines themselves, it's not going to be that huge of an issue. But they're talking about
any worse than those stupid bumper cars they've got going on in the middle of the road.
I mean, so people are arguing on that side.
The road diet.
I think that most people are complaining about, though, is going to be the property value that's going to bring down because of having that. Because again, there's going to be schools around. But I'm like, yeah, but if you haven't seen right there off that same area, there's a high or a elementary school, and then there's a freaking like a electric plant substation.
Right.
I'd be more worried about that thing blowing up on me than a cell tower.
Right.
But again, I have done all the full research, but they couldn't prove enough right now to say, oh, just a concern. It was rejected still. But I think it was more because of the property value and the monetary effects it would make on it, rather than the actual health concerns. So that's just, it's strange to see that. I'm like,
Dixieland's just strange.
I mean, historic district. I'm like, I get it. Homes from the 1920s and 40s and things, but
Home towers don't really fit in.
He's like, what is this machine? I must make a phone call. 7. So rotary phone, for those who know.
We all got the joke. Sorry.
Yeah.
If you go on Insta, on my Insta, in my story, I posted a picture of Tyler doing flashcards, and he gets to the telephone, and he's got the first time he did it, he was like, "What's this thing where I have a telephone?" He was like, but you see him pause, and one of my friends commented on it. She was like, "You can see him noticeably pause at the telephone and go, telephone."
Because he knows that's what we told him it is. But he's
this
never
is a telephone.
One of
Yeah.
those.
All right, Patty.
A Florida man, actually a good Florida man story, won a $1 million prize on a scratch off lotto.
Nice.
So that was pretty cool.
Nice.
And he said, he was, if you read the article, he was trying to provide for his family. He was struggling a little bit, kind of wondering where he was going to have to make cuts in his budget and give up certain things. And then he was like, oh, well, now I can afford all the things that my family needs still. I thought that was a pretty good, feel-good story. Yeah.
So now, quick note here real quick. So he doesn't win $1 million, by the way, because taxes. But again, he did a smart thing. He took a one-time lump sum, and he got $790,000. Still very smart.
Yeah.
So always do that if you ever have a lump sum. Anyways, go on. Sorry, Wack. Sorry, the financial guy in me just jumped out.
Busch Gardens tinker around with turkey leg flavors for the holidays. They have a cranberry chipotle glaze and a pumpkin cider. Yeah, pumpkin cider turkey leg. So I thought it was interesting and kind of gross, but neither one really.
Interesting and gross.
Yeah. Neither one really looks like it would be my flavor, but hey.
I mean, the cranberry and chipotle might be alright.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know if I want
I'm not a cranberry
cider.
Yeah.
Yes. And then the 5th annual Wonderland of Lights is opening November 25th through December 27th. It's 1 mile of lights, light displays, horse-drawn carriage, camel rides.
Ah.
That's not the show. Wolf exhibit, which I thought was pretty cool. They have a wolf exhibit and more, and it will be.
They have like a sleigh train ride too.
Yeah, and it'll be at the fairgrounds. This is their
The
again
Tampa Fairgrounds?
Hillsborough Fairgrounds.
The one it's in Dover. Off of Highway 60.
Thank you.
Hillsborough, and then it's $15 per car for a drive-through to do the drive-through. Only doing drive-through. They're not doing all of the carriages and everything like that Monday through Wednesday.
Ooh, per car. I can fit a lot of people in my truck.
Exactly.
And 1 to 8 passengers is a certain sum.
Yeah.
And then
Oh.
9 through 20 or something.
Yeah. But you can still, I mean, $15. You're still at, $2 a person, whatever, up to 8 people, which is pretty cool. But then the Thursday through Sunday is the full experience. So you can do the drive-through of all the lights, 1 mile of lights, plus all of the other things. And it's $25 per car.
They have a couple of shows.
Of course, the horse-drawn carriage and camel and stuff, I'm sure that all is additional money, but you're still you're paying for parking at $25 a car. But there's no cost to get in to just go in and experience things.
I'm above you, Frack.
How are we?
Because I'm
right
retarded
now.
and didn't move it.
Yeah, no, I remember we're still in. Yeah, so this one, sorry, forgot.
Two truths and a lie.
2 truths and a lie. Are we rolling through our this week?
No, yeah, 2 truths and a lie. Let's do it.
2 truths and a lie. Skip history.
So, for a quick reminder for those who may be jumping in late right now, Patty, do you want to give a quick explanation for this?
Okay. This is called 2 truths and a lie. We each go through and say 3 statements, and 2 of them are true and 1's a lie, and we have to guess or make educated decisions on which one is not truthful. And if we're wrong, we have to drink.
I'll start early.
Probably gonna drink it.
How was your drink there? How was your drink there, Frack?
It's actually pretty good. I just forgot that I had this beer still open, so I wanted to finish it first, and then I'll go back to the drink. But I'm actually surprised. It's actually really good.
Sure, cool story. It's like
So,
it's terrible. Go for it.
Okay. So my favorite things to do with my cousins growing up were badminton, sledding, fishing.
ice fishing.
Ice fishing. I'm so sorry. You were correct. I apologize.
I know I am.
Could read it.
I know how to read good.
With my cousins. My favorite thing to do with my cousins.
Am I allowed to ask where your cousins live?
And I don't remember if she likes snow or not.
I grew up in Michigan. I
Michigan?
didn't move here till I was 15.
Okay, all right. You should ask that question. I would have failed.
I was gonna say badminton as well, just because you're tall and you could spike it on them.
You know what? I'm gonna go a little off beat here. I'm gonna go ice fishing because you can't really do that down here. So.
Well,
Like you all.
what'd you say, Patty?
Did you grow up in Michigan?
Yeah. So I actually did play badminton and go sledding with my cousins. It was ice fishing I couldn't do with my cousins because ice fishing I did with my grandfather, not my cousins, because my cousins were so much younger than me. I'm the Miller side.
Whatever.
Frack, you were right.
So whatever.
You were right.
Oh, I was right.
You said ice fishing, but it was the wrong reason, but it was right.
Oh, okay. I'll still drink tonight. Yeah.
We're gonna get to the other drink. Let's go.
Yeah. All right. So I once had my elbow go through the windshield of a Camaro. I once got run over by a Camaro. And I once got hit by a side view mirror of a Camaro.
Okay, so listen, if he got run over by a Camaro and he flipped up and his elbow went through the windshield, then he didn't hit the side mirror. But if he just went over the hood and didn't hit the mirror,
I didn't
then
say
he
all in
hit
one.
the mirror.
It wasn't all the same instance.
But I feel like
I'll
it
say that
was.
much.
I feel like it was.
I feel like you might have went through the windshield and then got ran over by it.
Didn't think of that one.
No, I think no.
Again, these are all separate circumstances.
Same Camaro though?
No.
Oh.
Stay away from Camaros for the rest of your life. If you come
I
to
have been. Trust me.
see a Camaro, we're zipping
Go the
around.
other way.
I take an exit and like leave. Like, nope, I'm out.
Just randomly guessing here. I had my elbow go through the windshield of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that as well. I could see you getting hit by a side mirror.
And I
Yeah.
can see you getting run over, so I'm gonna go with elbow also.
Yeah, because you were trying to jump over the Camaro and realized you didn't make it. Hit by it.
Okay, so
I remember you saying you were in a bad accident.
so here's the thing. The Camaro was moving forward. I was trying to be slick and like run across and like slide across like the
Oh, yeah.
whatever. And apparently I landed and my elbow like went through.
Damn it!
Also, my sister's friend Alyssa used to drive us from school over, and one day I had my skateboard. I was holding onto the car, and all of a sudden the back wheel caught my skateboard, and it took it from me, and I landed on my back, and it ran over my left arm and my left leg. And I did not get hit by a side view mirror of a Camaro. It was actually
Because you went under it.
yeah. So I got run over by a Camaro. I got hit by a side view mirror, but it wasn't a Camaro. It was a minivan.
Got ran over.
Did you break your leg and arm when it got ran over, or did it?
Nope. Just went whoop, right through me real quick. And nothing, no pain. I'm just like, all I remember was like, I'm holding like this. All of a sudden I'm looking at the sky going, what the hell just happened?
Yeah, that's a little bit crazy.
I don't feel
So
like
weird.
I feel like the tires went over you.
They did. Because they were making a left turn. So I wasn't following with that. So as they were going like this, I'm holding onto the side of the car like this. I'm on the driver's side. So if it's going like this, it caught the back wheel. I fell down and it kept going, driving, and it
Just
drove
really-
over.
So y'all. So
Trust me, I was there. It run me over.
all right.
Alright.
Patty,
So y'all get to drink.
I ran out of my drink.
me
All
too.
right.
I gotta switch over to my water.
All right,
Excellent.
well, put us in the regular page if you could, Frick.
Oh.
All right. I took tennis classes in high school. I played clarinet in middle school, and I wanted to be a ballet dancer in elementary school.
Hmm.
I know one of them's true. Pretty sure the other one's. What little girl didn't want to do science?
But she did gymnastics, so I'm gonna say ballet dancer.
Right, and yeah, I'm gonna think that. I remember if we talked about tennis.
I'm gonna go with tennis.
I'm gonna go with tennis.
I did not want to be a ballet dancer. I wanted to be a majorette. The contrast.
Oh, specifics
Yeah.
gets us once again.
I'm running out of interesting things to say about myself.
Me too. This one took me a while. I waited. I didn't add it till after we had finished our. Zoom call.
I am a little
All right,
perplexed on this.
there we go. And this is the toughest part because I got to try and fool her every week.
Yeah, that's another thing.
I only really knew the clarinet one, but I didn't remember. I know. I'm
That's
sure
a
we
small
talked about
habit.
tennis. But yeah. All right. The first instrument I wanted to play was a saxophone. I took a class on criminal justice in college. One of my favorite high school band directors marched in the cavalry.
Okay, come okay. I took a class in criminal college. You could take so many classes in college. Come on, man, that's not fair.
That is. Given that last week I told you what my majors was.
Yeah, I know, but it doesn't mean I pay attention.
No, you paid.
Now, hold on. I have to go back. Let me watch the episode real quick. Hold on, let me go back right now.
We ain't got time for that.
I can fast forward to the point.
First instrument I wanted to play was saxophone. I took a class on criminal justice. One of my high school band directors marched in the Cavaliers.
Okay, I'll actually say saxophone because I think you already had something else in mind. So what do you think, Frick?
I think I remember him saying he wanted to play saxophone at some point, so I'm gonna go with the high school director that maybe it wasn't the Cavaliers, it was somebody else that was super cool, just not specifically Cavaliers. I think you threw for a word.
Maybe like the Blue Devil or something.
Be different than both of you, and I'm gonna say I took a class on criminal justice.
Oh, so we're all just going with a different one. Okay, all
This is
right. So
awesome. Okay.
I love it, and apparently I'm married to the wrong woman. The first instrument I wanted to play was a saxophone, and my dad and Sandy actually, I believe, bought me a saxophone, but then
I remembered that.
I
So I was
couldn't
like,
take it on the plane, or it was because it was a rent to own,
I
and they
remember that story.
weren't going to let me take it out of state. So I got back to California, and I did not end up playing saxophone because these big ass lips made me a baritone player. And then I did take a class on criminal justice in college because I was actually thinking about majoring in it. So my freshman year, I did take a
okay, I thought you wanted to take a class on criminal
Nope,
justice. I thought it was a technicality.
I actually did.
I remember you saying that you wanted to.
And Rick 100% picked up on the switch. One of my high school band directors did march in Drum and Bugle Corps, but he marched with the Phantom Regiment.
Oh, the Phantom guys. Okay.
Yes.
And the reason I know this is because I remember going to y'all's house and actually watching the shows and everything. I'm going like, and trust me, in any sport, majority of the time, I'm going like, okay, what are they doing? Okay, what's happening here? What do they call a foul? I have no idea.
Mr. Steve Canton, he is actually on my friends list. He's not but a few years older than I am, and because I was 17, and I believe he was 20 or 21 when he became our band director for my senior year, because Mr. Woodfin went to the other school, and both are on my friends list. Great.
Nice.
Shall you decide?
All right.
This game.
Movie
There we go.
Let us play a game and then
Play.
All right. Am I naming out all these things?
You are.
Yeah, you are. This is yours, man. This is all yours.
Start off. We got Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer or Frosty the Snowman.
Rudolph.
One with you.
The originals, right? That's
Yeah.
Like the claymation ones.
Rudolph. Thank you for the clarification.
You can go solo. You just got to drink.
Yeah, I know.
You got to drink. Or you can join all of us, and you got to drink your drink.
No, because then I have to join all the reindeer games, and I'm just opposed to that. So I'm sticking with Frosty here. So
There it is.
I just find that it was so annoying.
All on your own.
So do I? Or do I?
No, you don't have to.
All right. And next is The Santa Claus with Tim Allen or Christmas Vacation.
What was Christmas Vacation again?
National Lampoons.
National Lampoon.
I am Christmas
Lampoon.
Vacation. I am Christmas Vacation.
Lampoon, yeah.
My favorite of all time.
Just
I'm still
You're going the other direction. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to say The Santa Claus.
You lose the drink.
I know.
But it's great. We do love that.
I like both of them.
Yeah,
This
absolutely.
bracket was extremely hard.
I'm surprised you didn't cry that night, going like, "Why do I have to make these choices?" Ah!
I'll
Take
take
a while.
like another like tier to
Bracket.
this.
Another level of bracket. Can we do 3 against 1?
Like,
No, we don't have the brackets.
all right. So the winner on that one was
Stevie.
And then next is Elf with Will Ferrell or Home Alone.
This is such a tough one.
Not for me. Home Alone.
Oh, really? See, and I love Home Alone. Home Alone is the classic
Wait, original or two, or which one are we doing?
Original.
original.
It's the original Home Alone.
It is the best. It is one of the best, but Elf is just Elf is on its own level of.
I feel like they're classics in their own.
Yeah, they are. They're classics in their own decades.
Right. It's, rightly so, but it's just
We're over here last couple weekends ago, and they they wanted to put on a Christmas movie while we had a fire outside, and they asked for Elf, and they were just glued to it like we were all glued to Home Alone
And then
when we got to watch it.
Tyler was glued to Home Alone for a good 10 minutes, because he watches.
That's a
Which
big
for
deal
him, that's all the time.
He doesn't sit still
He
for
just
long.
sits still for.
All right, so you both are going with Elf.
Yeah, I'm going.
I'm gonna go with Elf.
Okay, so what are we gonna do? Because I also choose Home Alone, and then Bull is saying Elf. So does that mean Elf won?
Yeah, we got to get
Okay, thanks a lot, Bull. We're talking later, man.
I mean, I love both of them. I couldn't never think about giving up either one of them. But,
All right.
And then Polar Express or Christmas Chronicles. These are both newer movies.
It's Christmas Chronicles.
So it's brand new in the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah,
So if you haven't seen it, you need to watch it because it's great. It's really good.
Okay, this is going to be because of the worst possible judgment call here, but because I've only seen the commercial for Polar Express and I've not seen a commercial for Christmas Chronicles, I'm going with Polar Express because
I have to go with Polar Express. I don't know what Chronicles is.
Carlos, you haven't seen Polar Express?
Hey, quit calling my name, damn it.
Dang it. You haven't seen Polar Express?
I've seen like 8 minutes because I was walking by the living room and I'm like, oh, look, it's a movie with Tom Hanks in it.
It's really good.
Think about the magic of Christmas.
Yeah, it's the magic of Christmas and just the animation, the way that they
Did
do
you
all
not
that.
hear earlier how upset I get during holidays because my parent? I'm sorry, I'm regressing here.
You need to watch Polar Express.
I'll watch. Okay, for your sake, just for the sake, so Patty does not get upset with me,
Both need to watch
I will watch Polar Express.
on Netflix.
Yeah,
So you
watch.
can easily
Yeah,
watch that.
you can watch Christmas Chronicles on Netflix. It's
And
really
it's
good.
like a new age. It's only a couple years old, so it's very.
I'm going with Polar
relevant.
Express, however.
Yeah, no, yeah. When the CGI looks a lot better, but and again, please chat if you all know. Do not make Patty upset about holiday season.
So Polar.
Christmas Chronicles. Or did you
Wait,
choose-
no, Polar.
Oh, okay.
You picked Christmas Chronicles? Wow.
Okay, well, it's okay. Apparently, Bull. Thank you, Bull, for helping us win the tiebreakers here, just in case. But we're going with Polar here.
Oh, there it is. All right.
And then we have
Rudolph.
Rudolph versus Elf.
Off.
Yeah, as much as I love Elf, and I think Rudolph is the classic that I think begins every childhood memory of Christmas.
It doesn't matter. We don't care what you choose. Rudolph won. So go
Yeah,
ahead. Next.
I was gonna say Elf, but all right.
Doesn't matter.
I just think as a kid, young kids, as your 2, 3, 4-year-olds, when you put on Rudolph, they're gonna really sit down and learn the magic of Christmas from that.
I got
And they're not gonna
Tyler
understand
the
Elf
Rudolph
until-
Red-Nosed Reindeer book.
Yeah, they're not gonna really understand Elf until they're 6, 7, 8 years old.
This is like having a therapy session. Like I'm realizing so much
No,
why I hate
we're-
holidays.
Listen, yeah, it's okay.
Okay, let me convert you. You're screwed. All right, we have Christmas Vacation or Polar Express.
Lampoon.
Yeah, Christmas Vacation.
I'm sorry.
Because that's
All right, good.
battling 2 of the best movies.
And I guess that leaves us with Christmas Vacation or Rudolph.
Lampoon.
Lampoon.
I'm still going.
So what?
I'm going with Rudolph.
and I did earlier say that Christmas Vacation was my favorite of all time. However,
Oh, so it's not.
however, I think if we get talking about the magic of Christmas, then I gotta go with Rudolph. So we'll let Bull be the
Oh, thank you, Bull.
Thank you, Bull.
You're pulling for me, dog. You're pulling for P, dog. I like you again. You're safe. You're safe.
Vacation.
I believe, yeah.
One
Looks
whole
like
time.
Christmas Vacation.
Should have been.
Don't
Oh,
change.
this jerk. What the hell?
No, don't, too bad. First one, I'm gonna delete that comment. I'm gonna delete the second comment.
He's like a Dominion machine. You get to reach out and it goes back. I love it. Change
Yeah,
that.
Bull, that was last week's topic, okay? You're messing us up here, man.
Just get it. I need the screenshot of it. Change.
Oh,
Delete.
main ticker. We're done.
Oh, sorry. Oops, that was the last one.
My bad. It's already in the winter bracket.
Rudolph wins.
In your heart, Rudolph wins.
I'm gonna try to remember. We're gonna take a snapshot of the brackets every week and post them up on our page, and then let people kind of play along if they didn't get a chance to, and just ask them if they think we were right. Anyways, onward we go. Let's go ahead and let's talk about our businesses and get ready. Say goodnight.
All right. So for the financial market, real quick, again, I've been trying to follow it these last 48 hours. It's been going wonky because with elections happening right now and still no final decision being made, people are feeling either very confident or very, untrusting of what's happening. So if anybody ever has a question, again, you want to talk to an individual. If you're worried about your money, what's happening in the market. Funny enough, when I took my mom to her surgery, I was talking to one of the RNs, and basically they were going like, yeah, I need to talk to somebody because with what's happening right now, things might shift overnight and I don't want to lose my money. And, so people are scared. And I completely understand that. Find somebody who's unbiased. And if they're going to make a decision for you, even if you know their politics, make sure they're making decisions not based on their politics. Make sure they're looking out for your best interest. They have to understand you. It's not their money, it's your money. So find people that are going to be unbiased, that are willing to sit and talk with you. The way that I look at it is no matter what I decide, when I'm, for my internal dialogue and monologue, I have to look at always for the benefit of the person. It's based on your needs. It's based on your feelings, because this is not me putting in money into your retirement account. So always look for somebody who has a fiduciary responsibility, who's always looking out for your behalf. So basically you want to find a Switzerland. They got to be neutral. They got to look out for you and your best interest. But anyway, so always have that. If somebody ever needs help with that kind of thing, the clients I'm always looking for and trying to help are people who may have questions like that. My biggest thing is always education. The more educated you are about it, the better you're going to feel about the information and what you have a hold of. So if you need help with those kind of things, please, more than likely get a hold of me, shoot me a message here, post on Facebook.
Why do you keep doing this when you say get a hold of you? Like, I just don't understand.
Because they need to, if they need to talk to somebody, guidance is sometimes the best thing they can do.
Sure.
So
Get a hold of me.
I talk a lot with my hands, okay?
We know.
All right, next person, go. Gosh.
Oh my goodness. So I'm actually posted the link for you guys from TechSpot stating that there are some SSDs out there, which is solid state drive, which is a hard drive that goes inside of a computer, is preventing some Microsoft updates. Hardware, not accept the software. I just don't get it. So, shocker. I thought it was entertaining. Microsoft can never break. And,
We don't have consistency.
Some Mac updates that were causing.
Yeah. The latest Mac update to whatever they named this ridiculous
Big
new
Sur.
OS, is bricking like the new MacBooks.
Yep.
It's them into bricks, and they're basically trying to figure out they got to replace them.
And also put new M1 chips and things like that. So yeah, there's a lot going on right now, and
I am not updating my computer.
well, not only that, but I love buying new technology. You all know that I love playing with new stuff, but I never buy the new. If you ever notice that I wait for that 6 months and then I get that okay, just because I want somebody else to have the glitches, not me.
And I'm great. We waited on our MacBooks. We've got the new 16-inch or whatever. We waited on our MacBooks for a year. It was like a year or two for them to come out because they were having all the touch bar problems.
Yep.
And now our touch bars have been flawless. It's awesome. It's the coolest thing ever.
Nice.
But yeah, interesting.
All right, so moving on to Paddy and Wack.
In our world, one of the things that I wanted to touch on is that I've been doing so much SEO work for several of our clients that we're actually going to start offering it as a standalone service for customers. And basically what it's going to be is we're going to come up with a price. We pretty much got it narrowed down. but it's going to be one set price, and we give you 5 or 6 different reports. One report will tell you about your website and where it's lacking in all of its on-page SEO, which is the keywords, title tags, things like that the individual pages are ranking for. Another report is going to be a competitors report, so showing you where your competitors are outranking you and what they're doing and how they're beating you. And then in that area, we're going to also run keyword analysis and phrase analysis to show you what keywords you could buy on Google, or what the stuff that you could write organic blogs around to get you ranking higher and higher in the search engines for those phrases, either A, to get you up to where your competitors are at, or to sneak in and pick off areas that they're not doing things so you can start to profit. Yeah, buddy.
You're talking about buying words?
Yeah,
Keywords.
yeah,
So when you-
Keywords.
Oh,
go-
okay.
You go to Google and you type in,
Pest control
like you
near me.
need a pest control person, and you say pest control near me, or who's the good pest control company in Lakeland.
What is this bug?
Right. And then, so,
What
and then
is?
Buy the
oh,
keyword pest control. You can buy the keyword Lakeland.
You could buy pest control near me as a phrase.
gotcha. Okay. I understand. And I didn't know you had to actually do that for a website, for it to say, hey, when this happens, put me in the top, whatever search.
Yeah, and that's what we're doing right now. But we're gonna on the SEO and the competitor research side. We've been getting asked for it, so we're gonna go ahead and turn it into a standalone product and let it be. We have a client that is asking for it now, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get the pricing done and shape up and bullet point out the reports of exactly what they get and offer it as a service that says, here you go, you can buy the reports. You can buy the reports with coaching, which will be us helping you do it yourself if you want to DIY, or managed. So we have, you buy the report and you're on your own, buy the report and we co-manage, or you buy the report and we manage it for you and just do it all for you based on what you see, and then provide you follow-up reports that show these are the areas that we're coming in at.
Yeah.
Huge new niche for us. We've already been doing it for our clients, but it's been part of their marketing retainers. So now we're going to do it kind of on the side as just standalone.
Some people can't afford all the bells and whistles, and they
Right.
want to start small. So I
Yeah,
get
They
it.
know what they should be
They
doing.
want to know what they should be doing. It's strategy. So if
Yeah.
your company is in need of a marketing strategy, get at us, TBA Marketing. Let your us know.
Yeah, and also, and at the same time that you said in that token, some people can't afford to take the time on it, so they're willing to pay for that because they know it's going to bring them a quality service.
A lot of
So
Don't want to mess with their own websites because they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Gonna break it.
I broke my website yesterday updating the plugins.
Yeah, you didn't text me, but I fixed it.
Thanks. I figured you'd see it. My
You
bad.
didn't send me a message. I got an email notification, and it was, I don't know what time it was, but I got an email notification, and it was like, I can't say your name. So frick.com, frick.com, your site is experiencing, I don't know, some sort of
Well,
yada
it
yada.
told me in order for me to put the embedded YouTube thing, I had to update this plugin. So I updated the plugin, and it said, "Hey, lady." I was like, "Crap."
Yeah, she updated the WooCommerce plugin. How about you don't update the plugins, because I run those updates when it's compatible to do so.
Just like how you run updates for
Yeah,
your clients
which we
when it's safe.
Which I was going to tell you that you should
It wasn't safe.
make a mention.
Listen, Linda. Listen.
listen,
Listen, Linda.
listen, Wack.
Yeah. So yeah, last night I go in and like, yeah, let me go ahead.
Well,
and
thanks, because now I'm doing today's video, so I really appreciate you.
totally fine. Totally fine. Next time, send me a text.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Well, it was late,
Yeah.
so you
Doesn't
know.
matter. Send me a message. I'm always up late working.
I know.
Yeah. All right. So I believe
A dog, it just made it over here.
Oh, it was.
oh,
Bro,
okay. So we're gonna call it a night before Paddy and Wack just die on us live on video.
oh, this good God.
Okay, you guys are acting like how when I drink gin.
God. It's in my throat.
So why would you drink? Because now you just swallowed it. Ew.
It's gotta clear his
Palate.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, this dog hasn't woke up since we've been.
No, he ain't moved.
Really?
He's rolled over a couple times and got.
That's why they're so smelly, because he's just so relaxed and everything's coming out.
Yeah, he's real relaxed.
Well, let us close the evening tonight with a fun quote.
Better to go outside and poop.
Because
Oh my gosh. I love you guys.
Oh.
All right. So tonight's quote, our closing quote for the evening is, "It doesn't matter how slow you go, as long as you don't stop." Thank you, Confucius, for saying that.
That's what she says.
That's what she says.
That's why I like Confucius, because apparently he had something else in mind.
I wasn't confused.
You turn out of social media, turn off the frickin' news. For the love of Allah, stop watching the news. And don't get all your facts from Facebook either. I was told today by family member. I don't watch the news.
I don't watch the news.
Yeah, okay. You're also.
But they follow a bunch
You're a
of.
top fan of Occupy Democrats. Whatever.
Yeah, they follow a bunch of political pages on
So,
Facebook.
sign out of social media. Stop watching the news. Don't text and drive. Epstein didn't kill himself.
Good night.
Have a good night.
Night, y'all.